Hello, welcome back to our channel. It's a pleasure to be here with all you guys, and I hope you had a great week. And during this week, I hope you had the chance to do our exercise, our little meditation on your own life. Your life from beginning, when you're born, to where you are now. And remember all the events that happen. Focus on the moments, the special moments when you feel that things change. You change it. You start looking to life from other eyes. So at that specific point we call portals. Portals in your life. And I hope during this week you could identify, make notes of those portals, and in each one you probably had different emotions, mindset, ways to react and to do things. So I can give a personal example. When I finish my university, I have the degree, I find a job, and I start, working, have a salary, and that thing, that word, grabbed me. It made me try to progress in the career, to get more money. And you starting putting your mind only in that, like your job, you start in early morning, finish early afternoon, not at night sometimes, and you focus on the career to learn, to progress. You have another position that you can make more money, and you start thinking, what do you do with my money? I want to buy that, and that's your mindset. You forget yourself, you forget that you have spirituality, there's other people in the world, your family. Maybe don't do that. But what I mean is, when you're focusing on something most of the time, most of the day, that thing creates a kind of mindset, a vibration. You are in a range, in a specific range of behavior, because this is necessary in order to do the things you need. So you need to be responsible. You have a schedule. You start the job by 9. Then you have a specific time to rest, holidays, vacation. It is all determined. You cannot wake up one day and just go to the beach because you want. So you are in there's some rules to that word, to that moment. And let's say during time you start realizing that that's not everything and you want other things. It's like a cup. You gets, the level goes up, and someday you realize it's full, and then you feel that you need to change. You start looking to the side, looking to other things that weren't part of your world. And that's the moment I'm trying to make you pay attention that this is a portal. This is the moment when you are in front of a portal and need to cross. Sometimes that takes time. You can stay there for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, knowing I need to cross that. I need to change. I need to be another person. And it takes time. It needs a lot of strength. Because once you pass that, everything change. And the exercise of last week was to realize that your life is made of portals, and to feel mostly your mindset at that moment. Then something happened, you start your life in another way, and you are another person, have a lot of traits of because like you're not changed completely. Sometimes the experience can really transform you, but you still have traits of the other person, a lot of things but some change. Some things they definitely change. Your attitudes, your values, things you don't accept anymore. Let's say I don't accept anymore to be late in the office. I want to stay with my family. This is a portal. You are changing. And the exercise is to show you that, and I want you to observe that you're not taking this from outside to any book or anywhere, but from our lives. You have a life. I have a life. And we are taking notes of our own life. You are a testimony of that. You live it. So you write notes and now you see that you are changing. Life is a transformation because during this process of crossing portals and the path itself, you are changing. So you now, at this point, if you look to yourself back 20 years ago, you realize that you are a completely different person. You change a lot, learn a lot, and maybe you want to say, if I come back and have my 18, my 20 years back, I would completely do different things. I react in different ways. But that is not true. Because in order to become who you are today, you needed to go through this path, to the exact experience you have gone through. You cannot be who you are without living what you lived. So when you come back and say, I will do different, it's like you're saying someone that went to school and the first year, then you have studied there for 8 years, then look back to the same exercise. Obviously it'll be easy. And that's the entire idea of learning. You are changing, transforming, becoming better. So by doing this exercise, analyzing your emotions and realizing you are transforming, changing, your life is a process. And the hard experiences you go through, they make you learn a lot. Realize that life is a transformation. It has a why life exists. What's life? It's a transformation from someone that born has some attitudes, and then life start working on you until you get old, and then realize I'm not the same person that born. I learned a lot of stuff. So my question, why you are learning that? Just let's say our body dies and everything is lost. Do you really think that you are learning that to lose everything, to nothing? You think, like, let's get an example now, the guys that are building AI. It requires a lot of technology, knowledge, statistics, mathematics, computers, power, a lot of power, hardware to run that system. And the main idea is to learn it, to improve all the time. The only thing they need is improve, to become better, to learn. Then you think all that engineers, when you find a great system, oh, this is working fine, let's throw away. Doesn't make any sense. If you look outside nature, you see the same process. You have stones, you have water, you have the elements. But then it starts working, having the first cells. You have a evolution from simple systems to complex ones that change on us. And do you think nature will take all this effort of millions of years and throw away for nothing, no meaning? What I'm wanting to say here, try to feel that intuitively. It doesn't make any sense if you don't have a purpose. That cannot be real. To do something without purpose and then destroy everything. You realize that things in nature everywhere are done with a purpose. And then when you achieve them, you use for something. So this week I want you have, the last week you have, remember who you are, the portals you have crossed in your life. Now I want you to imagine that you are in the last portal of this life. When the body dies, when we will face this moment, what do you think comes next? Because all the portals you have crossed, something happened after. You've changed and something happened. Imagine, and add to this, let's remember that you have inertia. The nature, all that's in movement wants to keep in movement. All that is not in movement wants to keep stopped in the same place. If you are having, like you are changing or learning, this is a movement. It tends to continue. So why you think that will happen? What's all the purpose to learning when you're facing this portal? You think you forget everything, it ends here? But I don't want to answer with your mind. I don't want you to research anything, to think about. It's not, this question is not to think about, to create possible alternative can be that. Or maybe you go to some place, or maybe you die and everything is end. No. I want you to close your eyes, go to that place we have agreed, in a timeless place, in silence with yourself, stay there 10-15 minutes. Then let the intuition answer. It will not give you a conscious answer that happens. Look, let's say your name is John. Look, John, what happens after that portal is that you go to paradise, and no, you will not hear that. Never. But you feel the intuition that, okay, there's something after, something good. I continue living these experiences that make sense, or you feel nothing happens. Perceive that. Let that intuition, I want you to figure out that there is something inside you telling you the truth. What all of us are doing here is try to understand ourselves, the truth, who we are, what's life. So this fundamental question, what's life? You have gone through that transformations, learning, but now you are in a limb, you are in a place that are hard, you don't know the answers, and you need intuition to hear, silence, to figure out what's there. So the exercise to this week is stay there many days, try to feel, to receive the intuition of who you are. What happens after? What happens after that? Is there something? Why you live or you go through all these portals to end in the last one? What happens after? Let intuition answer. Okay? I want to say thank you to be here watching the series with us until the end. If you arrive now, watch the last video, the previous videos. It's very important to keep watching in a sequence because you are working in a progressive exercise. Okay? So this week work on this portal, stay there, feel, and you continue in the next video. Thank you very much. Have a nice week.